Welcome back to Healing Gardens, where we honor the sacred relationship between plants, earth, and human wellness. Today we're creating something truly transformative, a medicine wheel garden that weaves indigenous wisdom with accessible gardening practices to cultivate holistic health right in your own backyard. This isn't just about arranging plants in a circle, it's about designing a living sanctuary that addresses your physical vitality, emotional balance, mental clarity, and spiritual connection all at once. Whether you have sprawling land or a modest corner, this ancient layout adapts beautifully to any space while delivering profound healing benefits that unfold with each passing season. Rediscovering ancient wisdom. The medicine wheel explained. The medicine wheel represents one of humanity's oldest approaches to understanding balance and wholeness. Originating with indigenous peoples across North America, this sacred design maps the interconnectedness of all life through a circular pattern honoring the four cardinal directions, each associated with specific energies, seasons, elements, and aspects of well-being. What makes this concept so powerful for modern gardeners is its recognition that true health isn't compartmentalized. Your mental state affects your physical body, your spiritual practice influences your emotions, and the plants that support one dimension of wellness inevitably strengthen others. By creating a medicine wheel garden, you're building a living mandala that constantly reminds you of this wholeness while providing tangible remedies for whatever imbalance you're experiencing. This garden becomes your teacher, your pharmacy, your meditation space, and your connection to ancestral knowledge that predates contemporary medicine by thousands of years, yet remains utterly relevant to the stresses and ailments we face today. Laying the foundation. Designing your holistic hub, creating your medicine wheel begins with finding your center, both literally and metaphorically. Choose a location that receives good sunlight for at least 6 hours daily, ideally a spot where you naturally gravitate or feel peaceful. Mark your central point with a stake. This becomes the heart of your wheel, the place from which all directions radiate. Using a compass or smartphone app, identify true north and mark it with another stake at your desired radius, typically anywhere from 3 to 12 feet from center depending on your available space. Repeat this process for east, south, and west, creating 4 equidistant points that divide your circle into quadrants. Now connect these points using string, rope, or by laying stones, creating pathways that allow you to walk between quadrants while tending your plants. Many gardeners use repurposed bricks, river rocks, or even wine bottles buried halfway to define these spokes, turning functional pathways into beautiful design elements. Between the spokes, you can create concentric rings using additional stones or low-growing plants like thyme that release fragrance when stepped upon. The beauty of this design is its flexibility. A small medicine wheel might be 6 feet across with narrow pathways, while a larger version could span 20 feet with wide, wheelchair-accessible paths. Some gardeners plant directly in the ground, while others use raised beds within each quadrant, particularly helpful if your soil is poor or if accessibility is a concern. As you lay this framework, you're already beginning the healing process because the very act of creating sacred geometry connects you to countless generations who understood that the shape and intention of a garden matter as much as what grows within it. The 4 directions. Plants for body, mind, and spirit. The northern quadrant traditionally represents wisdom, introspection, and the elder years. It's associated with winter, nighttime, and the element of air or earth depending on the tradition. Here we plant herbs that sharpen mental clarity and deepen contemplative states. Rosemary thrives in this space, its aromatic compounds proven to enhance memory and cognitive function, while its evergreen nature symbolizes the enduring wisdom we accumulate over time. Gotu kola, revered in Ayurvedic medicine as a brain tonic, spreads beautifully as ground cover while supporting neural health and reducing mental fatigue. Sage, both culinary and white sage where appropriate, offers cleansing properties for both space and mind. These plants prefer slightly drier conditions, making the north quadrant perfect if it receives less direct sun in your particular layout. Moving to the east, we enter the realm of new beginnings, dawn, spring, and youthful energy. This is your illumination quadrant where plants of renewal and inspiration flourish. Calendula bursts forth with golden blooms that heal skin, support lymphatic flow, and bring visual joy that lifts depression. Sunflowers reach skyward with an optimism that's contagious, their seeds providing brain-healthy fats, while their towering presence reminds us to stand tall in our own truth. Lemon balm spreads its citrus-scented leaves, easing anxiety while attracting pollinators that bring life and movement to your wheel. Morning glories or nasturtiums climbing a simple trellis add vertical interest while embodying the upward, expansive energy of eastern direction. These plants generally appreciate morning sun and consistent moisture, making this quadrant ideal for slightly more water-loving species. The southern quadrant pulses with the energy of summer, midday sun, and full maturity. This is where we cultivate vitality, passion, and physical strength. Chili peppers of any variety provide capsaicin that stimulates circulation, boosts metabolism, and quite literally brings heat to the body. Echinacea stands tall with its distinctive purple cones, offering immune support that's been validated by modern research while attracting beneficial insects throughout the growing season. Holy basil, or tulsi, delivers adaptogenic properties that help the body resist physical and mental stress, while its spicy sweet aroma invigorates the senses. Yarrow with its flat-top flower clusters stops bleeding, reduces inflammation, and has accompanied warriors into battle across continents. This south-facing quadrant typically receives the most intense sun, perfect for these heat-loving, vibrant plants that embody active yang energy. Finally, the western quadrant connects us to autumn, evening, introspection, and emotional depth. Here we plant allies for processing feelings and finding inner peace. Lavender calms the nervous system so effectively that hospitals now diffuse its essential oil to reduce patient anxiety before surgery. Chamomile offers gentle support for both upset stomachs and upset minds, its apple-scented flowers creating tea that has soothed countless generations through heartbreak and worry. California, poppy, where legal to grow, provides non-addictive sedative properties for those struggling with sleep or emotional overwhelm. Lemon verbena adds its intensely citrus leaves for tea that comforts while gently lifting melancholy. These plants often appreciate afternoon shade and represent the cooling yin qualities that balance the fire of the southern quadrant across your wheel. Beyond the blooms, a medicine wheel garden reaches its full potential when you engage with it intentionally rather than simply harvesting herbs when needed. Begin each garden session by entering through the eastern gate, acknowledging new beginnings and stating your intention for this time among the plants. As you tend each quadrant, notice which direction draws you. If you're constantly pulled to the north, perhaps you're craving wisdom and quiet contemplation. Repeated visits to the south might indicate your body is asking for more vitality and movement. Harvest mindfully by asking permission from the plant, taking only what you need, and leaving offerings of water, compost, or simple gratitude. Many gardeners find that speaking to their plants, singing or playing music while working creates a reciprocal energy exchange that benefits both human and vegetation. You can create small rituals that align with the seasons and directions. At summer solstice, you might gather in the southern quadrant to celebrate abundance and make fire cider from your garden's harvest. During autumn equinox, it's lovely to sit in the west, with chamomile tea, and journal about what you're releasing as the year wanes. Winter kind of invites you to the northern quadrant for rosemary-infused oil, while you contemplate the year's lessons. And then, spring calls you to the east to plant seeds, with clear intentions for growth. These practices aren't rigid rules, but really just invitations to deepen your relationship with the cycles that govern all life. Some gardeners place a bench, stone, or meditation cushion at the center where all directions meet, using this hub for practices that integrate all aspects of self. Others create small altars in each quadrant with found objects, like feathers, stones, or shells, that represent the elemental energies present there. Your journey to holistic health starts with some next steps and resources. Standing in a fully established medicine wheel garden, surrounded by the hum of bees visiting your calendula, the scent of lavender on the evening breeze, and the visual feast of colors radiating from the center, you'll understand viscerally what holistic health means. This isn't health as the absence of disease, but wellness as the presence of vitality across every dimension of your being. Your garden becomes a diagnostic tool. Notice which quadrants thrive and which struggle, as they often mirror aspects of your own life needing attention. It becomes a remedy dispensary where you can literally walk into the medicine you need, rather than searching pharmacy shelves. Most profoundly, it becomes a spiritual practice that grounds you in something larger than individual concerns, connecting you to the Earth's cycles and the accumulated wisdom of cultures that understood plants as relatives, not resources. Start simply. If the full wheel feels overwhelming, you can just create the framework and plant one herb in each direction, expanding over seasons as your confidence and plant knowledge grow. It's a good idea to research the indigenous traditions of your specific region, since different cultures emphasize different directions and associations. What matters most is creating something meaningful to you while honoring the original wisdom. Document your journey through photos and journaling, noting not just what grows, but how you feel, what you notice, and how your relationship with the garden evolves. This becomes precious information for refining your wheel and deepening your practice. If this vision of healing through sacred garden design resonates with you, please subscribe to Healing Gardens and share this guide with anyone ready to move beyond conventional gardening into something that truly nourishes body, mind, and spirit. Together we're reviving ancient practices that the modern world desperately needs, one medicine wheel at a time.